Anthrax or carbuncle. What is it? Anthrax is a serious bacterial disease that can be transmitted through various different pathways. Plus, it has been also used as a nuclear weapon for terrorist attacks. It affects under 2,000 people per year, and there have been created numerous successful treatments to it over the years. It can affect different areas of the body, such as lungs, stomach, and skin.
The origins of anthrax roll back to the 700 before Christ, when in ancient Roman times, somewhere between Egypt and Mesopotamia, there have been found writings that describe a person being affected by a disease with similar symptoms as anthrax, but mostly it was seen in animals such as horses, cattle, sheep, and oxen.
The first clinical description of anthrax was made by Maret in 1752 and Fournier in 1769, according to the Center of Disease Control and Prevention. Robert Koch is one of the most important scientists in the history of the disease, due to his discovery of the cycle of the bacteria of anthrax, their behavior of survival in different environments, making this the first case study of anthrax in 1877.
With us today, we have Claudia Di Biase, who will be asking some questions about the topic.
Estoy aquí acompañado por la química farmacéutica Claudia Di Biase, que se especializa en el tema de tratamientos para enfermedades infecciosas. Buenos días, Claudia.
Hola, buenos días.
Claudia, ¿existe solo un tipo de anthrax?
En realidad existen 3 tipos de anthrax y la forma depende de cómo se contagian. Existe un anthrax aéreo que se contagia por la inhalación de las esporas que produce el bacilo. Existe un anthrax que es epitelial, que se produce por el contacto del bacilo por la piel. Y un tercero, que es digestivo, que se produce al ingerir las mismas esporas.
¿Cuáles son los síntomas del anthrax?
En el caso del anthrax por contagio por vía aérea, los síntomas son iguales que una gripe común. Hay tos, hay fiebre y hay congestión. Esto, a medida que se va agravando, puede incluso producir un paro respiratorio. En el caso del anthrax epitelial, podemos ver una lesión a nivel de la piel, como una pústula que en un principio es roja, puede tener pus y formar una costra roja. En el caso del anthrax digestivo, los síntomas son fiebre, inflamación y puede llegar incluso a la perforación de los intestinos.
Si estoy preocupado sobre el anthrax, ¿debería consumir antibióticos para prevenir?
Mira, la verdad que el contagio humano es bien poco común. Se recomienda que las personas que trabajan con ganado sí consuman antibióticos para prevenirlo, pero en el caso de una persona que no tiene ninguna posibilidad de estar en contacto con el bacilo, no es necesario. Lo que pasa es que me imagino que tú estás pensando en aquella versión que se usa como bioterrorismo. Bueno, en ese caso, lo que se hace es tomar el bacilo y producir modificaciones a nivel genético para que el tratamiento normal del anthrax no sea efectivo, y eso sí, por supuesto, produce mucho miedo.
¿Cuál es el tratamiento general para el anthrax?
El anthrax se trata con antibióticos como penicilina en grandes dosis. Si la persona no reacciona positivamente al tratamiento con antibióticos, podemos usar cefalosporinas de primera y segunda generación. Las cefalosporinas son antibióticos que se han modificado justamente para poder atacar aquellos microorganismos que en el tiempo se han hecho resistentes a este tipo de medicamentos.
Muchas gracias, Claudia.
De nada.
As stated before by Claudia, there are various different ways that people can get infected with anthrax. It can be through the inhaling of spores in materials such as wool, hides, or hair of infected animals. And this is the most fatal type of anthrax, and even with treatment it is difficult to survive. Another type of infection is by eating the meat of an infected animal that is undercooked or raw, this being due to the badly managed livestock vaccination. And this is the rarest way of contracting the infection, this being gastrointestinal. Another way of infection, that is the most commonly related to the use of heroin, is through injection of the bacteria itself within illegal drugs. No much cases have been reported, but an initial rise has been seen around Europe. The last way of contracting the disease is by having an open wound or cut and having contact of the wound with any infected material badly affecting the skin. The name of this transmission is cutaneous. Now we're going to move on the type of symptoms depending on which way it is transmitted, the bacteria of anthrax. First of all, cutaneous. When a person is infected with anthrax via cutaneous, the symptoms include a sort of rash similar to an insect bite, mild pain that later develops into a more intense pain, and a black spot in the center will appear in the wound. There is also swelling nearby the lymph glands. Gastrointestinal. Unlike the cutaneous, the gastrointestinal is a way more intense and painful infection of anthrax to the body. The symptoms include nausea, vomiting, loss of appetite, abdominal pain, fever, sore throat, swollen neck, and severe bloody diarrhea in the later stages. Inhalation. The initial symptoms include the basic flu symptoms, as stated as well by Claudia, this being sore throat, mild fever, fatigue, and muscle aches, which may also last few hours or days. Then it develops into a mild chest discomfort, shortness of breathing, nausea, coughing up blood, and painful swallowing. In the later stages, one might develop difficulty of breathing, high fever, shock, and meningitis. Lastly, injection. That is the most recent identifying type of transmission. Includes symptoms such as redness in the area of injection without the black center, significant swelling, and as time passes by more into the later stages of the disease, one may experience shock, multiple organ failure, and even, as well as inhalation, meningitis. Now we're going to see the bacteria that is in anthrax, that is the Bacillus bacteria.
Bacillus bacteria. Bacillus is a genus of gram-positive red-shaped bacteria and a member of the phylum Firmicide. Bacillium species can be obligate aerobes or facultative anaerobes. They will test positive for the enzyme catalase when there has been oxygen used or present. Ubiquitous in nature, Bacillus includes both free-living and parasitic pathogenic species. Anthrax death rates. Cutaneous. 20% without antibiotic treatment and less than 1% with it. Inhalation. Extremely high, approximately 75%, even with all possible supportive care and appropriate antibiotics. Gastrointestinal. 25 to 60%. The impact of early antibiotic treatment on the anthrax death rate is unknown. The last formal case of anthrax in Chile happened down south near Chillán, where two sisters ate a piece of horse meat which had carbuncospores. They likely realized early and went to get their antibiotics. The anthrax could not continue to evolve due to the quick reaction. The treatment of anthrax. Anthrax is treated by antibiotics such as penicillin, tetracycline, erythromycin, and ciprofloxacin in a 60-day course.
As we covered in the interview with Claudia, it is very unlikely for an average person to contract anthrax. But if this is the case, then quickly rush to a nearby emergency room and get the basic cares for the disease, as anthrax gets stronger with time. Now we're gonna finish with the conclusion. Anthrax is a rare disease to the average human. Depending on the area of work you are in, it can become more common. There are 4 different types or ways of contracting anthrax, each one having different types of treatments and symptoms, being inhalation the most dangerous one. In Chile, there have not been many documented cases of this disease, probably due to the rareness of it. The treatments are simple and very well explained in the interview with professional Claudia Dibiase, who was a huge help in the development of this documentary. Now, this is a fair warning to anyone who may be squeamish of some rough images we are about to show you. These images are the images of people who had been contacted with anthrax in different types or ways, and not only humans but also animals. So you've been alarmed. This is a cutaneous infection. In this image, we can see the redness around the wound, and also the black center. And lastly, we have an image of an animal with the disease of anthrax. Thank you very much for watching our documentary.